You snowed in and are you snowed in Texas? You know what I'm saying? Baby, it's cold outside. I got the month of May. Well, top of it, man. It's your boy Mo. Coming live and direct from the Mind of a Man studio. You are watching the Mind of a Man Network. And this ain't even a show that's typical. Baby, it's cold outside. You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Randy C. Mays gonna be pulling up here in 2.5 seconds. I'm just waiting for him to join. And once he does, this is live about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, now I'm gonna need everybody to stop acting like they just got a whole bunch of stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be so doggone busy. You know what I'm saying? It's cold in Texas, dog. Y'all ain't got nothing going. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? And let me tap in, make sure that he got the link. So I need him to pop on. Let him know we live, folks. I ain't gonna lie, I sent the link a little late, but you know, figure some stuff out on the bike end. You know what I'm saying? Whoever in here, y'all tap in, let me know where y'all at if y'all are in Texas, man. Like I said, we all snowed in and this jump iced up. You know what I'm saying? He should be ready because I was like 5 minutes late. But man, so let me tell you, even being at the studio now, I had a plan. And I was like, listen, right now, I got to focus on getting the content out, right? And so I said, maybe a day or two. What's today? Saturday. So either maybe Thursday. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pack clothes. I'm gonna pack food, and I'm coming to the studio. I'm just gonna be iced in the studio by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was just important to, I did a show last night. Numbers was crazy, but the replay really matters. And then, I got a few things. Man. Hold on now. We got Randy C. Mays in the building, dog. We got Randy C. Mays in the building. Man, what's the deal, my guy?
Yeah. What's the word? What's the word, my boy?
Chill out. Now let me hear you. Let me check. Let me make sure I can hear the mic good. You know what I'm saying?
Test.
Go on, say something.
Test.
Ooh. Okay. Now let me see. Let me edit the mic. Automatically adjust. Now that's gonna be the interesting. Now that's gonna be the little ditzy dude there, folks. Why I can't hear you on the mic? Let me check the audio. Guess. Let me go to guess real quick. Hold on. Yeah, y'all just be patient. I'll be acting like y'all, like once again, I act like y'all got something to do, folks.
Ain't got nothing to do.
Guests can stream to their own destination, play a sound when they enter. Guests see comments and posts. Nah, we ain't doing no guests must authenticate. Now come on, stream, y'all. Help us out here. Speaker. Let's make sure we're doing it from the Mac. All right, say something, C Mays.
Test.
There we go. All right, now we cooking with fish grease in this, John. You know what I'm saying? What's the deal, man?
Man, I can't call it, bro.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. You got a sensual background. Yeah, folks, you got an old sensual background. I like it, dog.
Hey, I'm feeling like the candles, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ruben Stutter. But anyway, man, okay, we got C Mays in the building. We got Reese. She said, "Hey, cuz."
What's going on? Cuz can hear me. That's all that matters, folks.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. So this is okay. So okay. Well, look, KB Show Pony. For those of you who may be on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? We didn't just tagged it in all together, man. Man, appreciate y'all, man. So if y'all in Texas, like I said, baby, it's cold outside. You know what I'm saying? Boys is iced in. We ain't got nowhere to go. Don't want to go nowhere. You feel me? So for those of y'all who don't know, man, Randy be having to get out there in the mean streets. You feel me? But that boy said he wasn't dealing with it, man. You had to do that hotel thing last couple years, huh?
A couple of years ago, man. Went down the hotel, dedicated, going to the job.
Hey, I work at the post office. They try to tell me Hey man, you supposed to rain, sleet, or snow. I said, who? That ain't in the bylaws. And I ain't seeing the Decalogue either. But man, what's up, dog? Man, what you got on you, man? What you got on you, dog?
Man, bro, I just grateful, man. We won. We've been eating good, chilling good, good TV. I don't sound like that. Oh, yeah, man, good TV, man. Just chilling, man. Grateful, man. It's man, I ain't. Can you see that? Oh,
Yes.
over here working on old grind, old hype hunt, man. Over here grind a little bit, man.
You better plug in. Never miss a sneaker drop a game.
Never miss another again, man.
So what's that about?
So this is the platform, bro, where it's basically a notification system. So anytime you're looking out for a sold out sneaker, or you're trying to do a restock or something like that, you can go in, put the shoe into your shoe or gaming device. Say the PlayStation 6 comes out and you want one of those, you put it into the platform. It'll remind you that it's coming, and then anytime, anywhere, any site, Best Buy, whoever has it, they'll send you a text message. That's
live. So when is that looking to really go live for sure?
It'll go live spring of this year. Yeah, man, spring this year, bro. So
what? So
we're trying to get this early access list up to 1,000 people, man.
Yeah,
that's the goal. 1,000 people, bro.
Ooh.
So, but it's gonna happen, man. Yeah, it's all gonna happen, big dog.
Man, you trying to plug everything you got going, or what? We just start.
Nah, man.
All right, I'm just checking. You know what I'm saying?
I was actually trying to resize my screen. I happen to have it up on the other transition, so when I click transition, it popped up.
Yeah. Nah, I dig it, dog. I dig it. But nah, man, you are right, man. I think this is absolutely. I told somebody last night. I think it was last night. Did I do a show? I did a show last night. Yeah. So I told the guy last night, man, dude named Connor, 15-year-old guy, man. Apparently he turned into one of my faithful fews for sure. But he was struggling with some stuff, man. You know, very sharp guy. Very, very sharp guy. But, you know, was struggling with the idea of like, oh, I disappointed my parents, you know, I failed a test, you know, stuff that's like for his age group is understandable because it's like, you know, you're a young kid, you ain't had a lot to really filter through. But then he started talking about he had like a mini heart attack, like he had some type of heart disorder that he has where it's like little mini heart attacks that he can have or something like that. And I think, man, if we're not careful, we will so easily get caught up on the momentary things in life. One of the things that I told him was like, man, sometimes God is doing things because he is setting it up for him to get greater glory later, right? And it's like, if you don't position yourself to be more grateful, to show more gratitude for, it's like, man, what if one of those mini heart attacks took you out? You know what I'm saying? Like it could be so much worse, but it's like, and I get it for anybody who says, yeah, but you ain't in my shoes. You haven't lived on this side, right? It's like, nah, I get that, but it's like everybody has their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And what could be a crisis to you may not be a crisis to me. And so just, I think gratitude specifically now in this season, man, everything that you do should be preceded, should come after the gratitude that you're expressing to God for what he's doing, how he's kept you. It could always be worse. You know what I'm saying? So what has been your perspective of that has kind of helped you kind of have that outpouring of gratitude for God?
Yeah, bro. I think one of the greatest things I ever heard was a trick of the enemy is to get you to think that you're right now is forever.
Yeah.
If he can pinpoint you, if he can pin you to thinking you're right now is forever, he's got you. Because this is just the worst thing that's going on right now.
Right now.
It ain't going to last forever. So if he can get me to think that this present situation is forever, he's got me. Because I don't want to live like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, so if you can just tell yourself this is what's going on right now, and then you can begin to, like you said, show gratitude for everything else. Because if the worst thing I got going on is that my heat is out, but I'm still under a roof, I still have a job. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then he's kind of got me because that magnifies what's going on, man. But gratitude will tell you, yeah, my heat is out, but at least I have a roof over my head. At least I still have a job. At least I just have to wait until my next paycheck until I can pay for whatever repairs. You know what I mean? At least I have a paycheck coming. Gratitude will lighten the load of kind of what you're feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And in that idea, bro, of like being caught up in the moment for right now, what's going on right now, not being able to have that bird's eye view perspective, is
Right.
it also can get you to act out to be out of character too.
Yes.
And I think that is like, man, you can make permanent choices on temporary situations that could mess up relationships, friendships, all types of stuff that I know all too well about, especially in my younger years. You know what I'm saying? Just not being able to, you missed what's the saying? You missed the forest for the trees.
There you go.
And so, man, I going back to the Wayne's World days, man, I like that we would always make it practical for them. And it would always be something where it's like, man, what are some things, even in the area of gratitude? How can people increase that level of gratitude? Like, what type of perspectives, or even regardless of the situations, can people choose to take? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why scripture is always so important, because it's kind of that middleman for you. It's like, I have what I want to do. I know I have my experiences, but then here's the word of God where, like, for example, if it says rejoice, again, I say rejoice in the Lord always, or whatever that may be, whatever scripture that you could reference or whatever. What are some of the things that could help, regardless of the season somebody's in, kind of help people do a better job of choosing that gratitude walk?
Slow down.
Slow down. Yes,
Slow
sir.
down. Slow down, because especially for me, and since we are fixers, right? So it's like we want to fix everything, and so we're moving at a rapid pace, right? So it's like, my light bill is due, right? My light bill is behind. My kid needs this, so let me just continue to move, right? And so now you're fatigued, you're tired, you're making more fatal mistakes to add to the pile of crap that you already have going on. But sometimes we got to make a decision to just completely stop and slow down and reflect. Number one, we may realize that the issues that we think are so great aren't that great at all. They aren't that big at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Secondly, the second mistake we make is moving that fast. You're going to make mistakes. So, and you add it to the pile. And now you're at the point where it's like, if it ain't one thing, it's something. Now I did this. Well, if you would have slowed down, you wouldn't have made that second, third, and fourth mistake.
Yeah.
So sometimes just pausing and reflecting, and literally you may have to get a notepad and literally make your gratitude log and just reflect at what's actually going right. And then sometimes, man, you just got to look at that. I know it's cliche, but you made it through. If you're here right now, you've made it through 100% of your hard days. You got to look at God's track record sometimes. Like, he brought me through that, he'll bring me through this. You just got to have the confidence. Your circumstances changed. God didn't.
Yeah.
So, man, I would always say, man, slow down. You ever heard somebody trying to fix something and tell you what they finna do to fix it, and you listen, your head starts spinning?
You're like, oh,
there's a lot going on, man.
Bro.
Slow down.
That's a real thing. That is a real thing, man. Try to be the fixer. You trying to fix better than God can is always dangerous. Man, I would say, and you kind of, I was gonna say rest and reflect, right? And so, speaking to the actual day of rest, I think, and not even think, I know in our culture, it is so big on going to get it, grinding, go chasing a bag, run up a satchel, and it's like that stuff all comes with parameters, right? Boundaries. It's the idea that, and I talked about this last night very briefly, but it's like, forever long it took God within his godness to make the day, 24 hours, and whatever he was able to do within each of those days, it probably wasn't 24 hours in our, in his world, but in ours, that's what it is, right? And it's like he got to the seventh day and he rested. and he looked back and he was able to say, this was good. Right. And so it's one of those things where it was a principle that he was given to us, that he was giving to us, that was important. And it's like sometimes we can be so in a hustle bustle to make things happen, to figure things out, that we just run ourselves into the ground. And those type of things can absolutely take your gratitude, even in situations that you want to be in life. Like, you got the job but that you love, that you call to, you got the wife or the husband that you want to be in relationship with. All of those things, they could all be viewed as hassles or things that are burdens to you without the proper rest. You know what I'm saying? To actually reflect on that, being able to have a day of rest and really look back at the week and say, man, where could I have gotten better? All of those things help to show, like, man, I'm a human, that I don't get it right. Even if I get it righter than 40, 50, 60, 70% of the people that I'm around, I still have areas where I make mistakes or have flaws or whatever. So it's like, that helps me to understand, man, I actually got a lot more to be grateful for. That, I ain't gonna lie, I don't wear a seatbelt a lot at work. I do, but it's like, I don't wear a seatbelt a lot, and it's like, I'm trying to really get better about, just put your seatbelt on, bro. Like, I get it, you don't feel like you don't have to, but then as soon as I see a police coming, I'm trying to put a seatbelt on, and so it's like 9 times out of 10, that's an indicator you should probably be doing that anyway. So thank God I didn't get pulled over and didn't get a ticket for that. Thank God that I actually made it to a destination safely. It's small things that can contribute to bigger things once we have proper perspective and can actually show greater levels of gratitude for the things. I'm like, bro, and I mean, of course, you'll be able to stand back and chronicle a lot of the seasons of life that I've been through, the same with me for you. And it's like one of those things where I'm just like, I remember I woke up the last time I got paid, and we talked about this, and I remember I woke up and I paid my tithe, and then I took care of a bill, and then I had money like left over, which is a thing to be grateful for me in itself. But it was like, I just remember seasons where it didn't matter what I did, it didn't matter how I cut costs, it wasn't gonna add up. It just wasn't gonna add up. And so to be in a place where it's like, it's been multiple times where it was like, yeah, okay, something could have happened on the back end, but it's like, no, it wasn't. Like, literally from this 14th day, from this first day to the next 14th day, I have no clue how anything is going to make sense. I'm not there anymore. And that's enough for me to really just be grateful to God for everything that he's done, how he kept me, because even in those seasons, it's like, no, literally, I made it through that stuff. And sometimes as I look back, I can't even tell you how. You know what I'm saying? And that's like just one of those things where it's like, man, God is really just that good. And so just reflection to be able to know, I think that was like one of the key signs for me that it's like, man, no, you're even just in how you're processing things spiritually, it's like you're really aware in a different way of how God has even moved, right? It's like, it's so easy for us to forget what he did 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy for some of us to forget what he did yesterday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to think back a few years ago and just really it just was pouring out of me the gratefulness, like, bruh. But if you never take time to slow your life down, you'll never get there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, one of the convictions that I had, bro, as a leader, bro, is that man, I glamorized the 7-day-a-week grind, and I promoted it. You know what I'm saying? And so in doing that, man, I think it was actually a conversation we were having, bro. And I'm like, this ain't it. Number one, 7 days a week, that's sinful. Number one. And number two, when I transitioned out of that 7-day-a-week thing into making sure that I took a Sabbath, I still only glamorized the grind part, right? Yeah. And so now even in church, bro, since I know I have people watching me, I've started to take off the first Sunday and I sit front row, because now I want those who are part of the ministry that I serve on to see that, man, he takes off too, and he worships with his wife as well.
Yeah,
I don't want them to think that this is man, it's only 52 weeks in the Sunday. You need to serve all 52 weeks. And so even at the last meeting that we had, I said, man, to the married men, serve how you serve when you're single. I'm good with you serving all 52 weeks single. I'm sorry, I am. Like, to the married guys though, man, make sure that you take that Sunday off, man, at least one, and sit by your wife. She'll appreciate it. So I don't want to glamorize the 52 Sundays, 7 days a week, 52 Sundays a year. You just always doing something. So now, like, yeah, man, you can look at what I do that whole Tuesday through Friday. Look at it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You can't find me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm now over the last, I would say, probably 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year now. I've pushed, man, that day of rest to everybody who will listen. Make sure you're taking your day off. Sit still, because honestly, it's been 3-4 years now that I've dedicated those Mondays to that rest day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've just seen it just be fruitful for me, man. So why wouldn't I share it with everybody else? The grind is important. Don't get me. I'm still for the grinding now, for sure.
Yeah.
That rest day, man, it's equally vital.
And even the minimal kickback that I have for that is why I would say still don't do all 52 is only because you're now wanting. I want a lot more men to get to where you're at going into marriage. You know,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Being that already. So it's like, yeah, you're right, bro. Like, you need to be working towards something. You need to be serving faithfully at your local church, all those things. But create the habits now, and you're all on than you do when you come together. You know what I'm saying? And not thinking that, because the misconception, and I always, I'm lead with transparency guy. I've been married twice. You know what I'm saying? And I think the misconception is that you already know what it's like to be a married man, that's a leader, that's a spiritual whatever, going into it. It's like, no, bro, that don't work like that.
Right.
You have to set foundational, like, you have to set your foundation essentially for who you want to be and how you want to move long before somebody comes into your life. You know what I'm saying? As a man, as a husband, as a father, those things are just ultimately important. And so the scripture that I wanted to reference a second ago is one of my favorites, and that's Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. And so, once again, understanding what it means to submit, understanding what it means to actually trust God, right?
Right.
I think the imbalance that people can even have sometimes is like, how much of what I'm doing could be an emotional binge of I just got a word from pastor versus this is a download directly from the Holy Spirit on how I should move, something I should step away from. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
When I should say yes, when I shouldn't say no, even when the money look good. Can you speak to being in some of those seasons and being able to decipher, hearing God's voice, how to move in that season versus, all right, I'm gonna sit still, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing?
I would say that back to it, man. I think it all starts with sitting still, bro.
Yeah.
Man, because even if I go back to the rough season, right, in which you didn't even know what was going on, I had to be silent for months. You know what I'm saying? So there were really nobody knew. But what I didn't want to happen is there are still sound voices that I trusted that couldn't sway my opinion during that season heavily, and I needed to go with the God move. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas if you can hear these outside, everything that I could have got told during that season, even from you, could have been sound.
Yeah.
1,000% wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so it could have been great advice with all this stuff. It could have been great, but it could have been 1,000% wrong for what I need to do in that season. And that goes for anybody on why I stay silent, man. So I think, man, sitting still. Number one, if I could go back all the way back, I would say try to always leave yourself in that space of clarity. So that may be, man, you may not be able to move. You may not drink alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. I knew that I couldn't drink alcohol in that season, right? I need to be sober minded because I need my mind as clear as possible. I didn't need a lot of voices. So I say, man, try to lock in so much of God to where you can get that clarity. And it may be as simple as opening up His Word. You may not be able to hear it audibly and stuff like that. I know a lot of people like to say, I heard from God. You're like, we talking right now.
Awesome.
Got it. You know what I'm saying? But that may not be that. So I would say, man, start with that sitting still and really trying to lock in, man, so you can hear His voice and see what that next move is. Long before you consult your wise. That's before you even consult your wise counsel.
Yeah.
And just really, and really, and once you get that clarity, you start looking at those micro steps on what it looks like to actually get there. And that's where you get the hard decision you got to make. Because a lot of that stuff there is going to be hard steps to get there. So it may be cutting people off, sacrificing some stuff, giving some stuff up to take those baby steps to get to the major goal.
Man, it's I have a few thoughts and hopefully I can get to them all properly. But what you just said kind of makes all the sense in the world why as men we should be the first ones that should be hearing from God in our homes. Because if you is like your wife is literally your helper, that is the person that you should be bouncing something off of if you ain't bouncing off of nobody. But 9 times out of 10, I should be getting that download to be able to give to my family on how we gonna move, what we gonna do or not do in the next season. You know, if I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit, if I'm gonna take my foot off the pedal, because how I move is going to affect everything around me in proximity in my household. You know what I'm saying? And so even going back to what you said earlier, it made me think about 1 Corinthians 1:27, where it says, but God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. So the duality of it is like being able to have your ear close to the voice of God. He might be telling you to do something that's countercultural. A lot of the times he's telling you to either you're going to be the start of the trend or you're going to be the one that's going to break it. And so it's like being able to be very close to his voice is going to allow you to be able to decipher what I should be tapping in with and what I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm expecting to catch that stuff on the back end, you're going to set yourself and your family up for a lot more hardships than necessary. You know what I'm saying? So it's like leading that charge to know like, man, you telling me to zig, but God telling me to zag. So yeah, you are 1,000% sound in what you're saying. I get it. Like we talked about this recently. Literally, it's like, yeah, I get it, man. You know, people don't post on their reels. Like I've gotten like 15 followers, subscribers off reels. Like you get what I'm saying? Like of the over 50 or 60 that I've gotten in the last like week. But it's not like the advice I've seen people give on YouTube. And here's the thing, Randy, I've never wanted to go with what people had going on since I was a young man. Literally, that is just how I was wired. Like, bro, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, bro. And then it's like being in close proximity to God is gonna help you decipher if you operating in pride or if you really are just, because even in that, I think it's like there were some things about anybody in the Bible, David, Abraham, any of them, that there were things about what was innately in them that God needed to chisel away at or fine tune, but very much so still a core part of how God was going to use them to be as effective as they were supposed to be. And so, man, just I can't express it enough. Like being able to tune into the voice of God and really lock in can help. And I think, you know, especially in this season, because I think it's so many opportunities out there to do the things that he's put in, not to do anything, right? But to do what he showed you. And if you don't know what he showed you, now you're playing behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, lock in here. Just try to be attuned to the voice. Try to listen a little harder, right? Fight through the sleep to get up to pray, you know, when everybody else in the house sleep. Do whatever it is, but find that time to really be able to be more cohesive with God so that you can get the divine strategy, right? So
and that's what I was gonna say, man. Back to that back to that the statement that you made, the 1 Corinthians piece. I was gonna say, man, when you hear it as a man, you gotta stand on it. again, I go back to that Genesis text. It's like Adam got the instruction, he just ain't stand on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You heard the word, Adam. You heard the word. You heard from God exactly what to do, but you let what your helpmate said that sounded good get you to participate in something you should never participate in, and it cost you the whole garden. So it's like, man, when you hear that word, man, you got to be willing to go head up with what even was assigned to help you to make sure you protect that garden. So you got to prioritize, what you gonna do with that, with God's word. So it's like, Lord, when you give me this word, I'm not gonna fumble it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go head up with anybody, because at that point you got God. You got God behind your obedience. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
when you hear that word, keep praying for that word. But when you get it, you better stand on it.
And so for people that's in the chat, we up in 3 different places. We up on Facebook, we on Instagram Live, and we on YouTube, right? For whoever is in here, I want y'all to put in the chat if there's anything that to the question I'm about to pose to Randy. If y'all have something to add to that, please let us know so we can highlight it. Also, if you're on YouTube, don't forget you could always do super chats as well. But so here was a part of my thought process was like, this is an opportunity where the world is going to be my world, the people that are centered around what's going on. If you're in Texas or even in Georgia, it's in different places where, these are, I think, divine opportunities to kind of slow life down a little bit. Right. We lost. Ooh, what just happened? I just lost sound, and I don't know to what or why. But we lost Randy. Hopefully he can get back in. Okay.
Yeah, we good, bro.
Okay, cool. I was like, yo, what just happened? Okay. But yeah, so yeah, man, it's like I think this is like divine opportunities where if we choose to let it, life can kind of slow down for us and we could have time to get the rest. I took a nap today, you know what I'm saying, which I don't normally get to do. And so I was grateful for that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Of course, got up and got some prayer time in and, got in the word a little bit. And so things like that. Right. And it's just like these opportunities to plan, to plot. And my whole thought process was like, okay, I'm going to come to the studio. I'm here. I'm locked in over the weekend. And then it's like, we're going to put out multiple shows, and we're going to capitalize off the momentum that is growing and building with the Mind of a Man Network. And so it's like, it's me just kind of being a forward thinker. I'm a dreamer, visionary. I dream these big things, or I see things in big picture. But it's like, what would you say for people who they like, if they say, okay, I got it, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna be close to God, right? What are some of the strategies that you would even give that maybe you've used, if you could, or even segue it into why now do it now is such a strong and very present word to give to the people so that they can kind of help get them jump started in whatever area is necessary?
Yeah, so 2 thoughts, of course. The first one is the practical approach, right? On your rest day, get out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Get away from your house. If you're at home, you're gonna be worried about the laundry, fixing the garage, changing your oil, all of that stuff that you didn't get to take care of during your work week. So I would say get out of the house. Also, have an intentional strategy on kind of how you're going to rest. Whether it's going to be 2 hours in the Word, an hour of reflection time, whatever that is going to be, like, have it planned out. Don't just say, I'm gonna go to the coffee shop today.
Yeah.
Be like intentional about, you don't have to be a whole itinerary or 8 hours full of stuff, but like take that time that like I'm spending the first hour in God's word. I'm going to see what he gives me out of that. I'm going to spend 2 hours in prayer. Whatever that is for your rest day, I would say have that planned out before you leave the house. And it's not super random. If you make it random, you're gonna end up on the phone and doing stuff that you don't need to do. Segue into do it now, man. That's a very, I would say, specific word. You know what I'm saying? I know for sure it's applicable to me, my house, man, and then those that are close to me. That's just a pressing that's on me right now.
Yeah.
I've just seen stuff I've tried before in previous seasons that didn't work in this season. I've seen opportunities, I've seen doors open up, and in doing and in God showing me that this stuff is going to work. There's also preparation attached to it that I have to do on that rest day as well. I got to be mentally prepared. So I take that rest day and things that need to be taken care of there to prepare for what's coming. So I believe what God showed y'all too. I do.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing to get ready for it? Long gone are the days where the publishers, clearinghouses don't knock on your door with $1 million check, and I think them people just stopped getting paid.
Yeah, I think all them
You
people
know what I'm
60.
saying? Yeah, so but it's long gone are those days. So there's just gonna be some action behind that faith. I'm glad that you believe. I'm glad that you believe.
Yeah.
But there's just some action and some work that has to take place right now. And so I'm just encouraging everybody around me. Do it now. Whatever he showed you, move on it now. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it without the applause. Do it without the network. I promise you, I would rather God breathe on my stock options than get the approval of Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Come on.
That's fact.
Come on.
That's fact. We believers, man, we play by a different set of rules.
Yes.
It's just truth. It's a different set of rules with us.
Yeah, man. Uriel, I'm gonna get to your comments too. So let me see what Uriel's saying. He said, I like what you're saying, brother. That's very true. Listening to God isn't always easy. Sometimes even when God guides us in a certain direction, we get scared because we know it might be challenging. A lot of us hesitate or don't follow his lead because we're afraid what that path might look like.
Yep.
I always tell people, if you really want to follow God, trust him and take the steps he's calling you to, even if it's not what you expected, because I mean, that's expected. That blessing is on its way. So I agree. I agree 1,000%. I think I'm no longer afraid of what God may call me to do anymore.
Yep.
I believe that was a big deal. I agree with you 1,000%, Uriel, that oftentimes, man, we don't. It's like well, what if he? It's like, man, is he a good God or not, bro? Like it might just be more so what you want to do versus what you don't want to do, and that's still a submission thing. But overall, man, I'm no longer afraid of it. I'm like, and I said this to you a while ago too. I'm like, man, I didn't try it my way. I wait, been there, done that, got a t-shirt. I want my money back. Like, I think I'd rather just do it how he gave it to me. Because a lot of the things was I've never, and I said this recently, I'm not doing anything different than how I've ever done it. The difference is my heart is surrendered. So it's like, cool, this stuff all yours, man. Whatever you want to do with it. I ain't fighting with, I ain't holding on to it. I'm not desiring to be on some platform or be elevated more than I am to be near to you or to hear your voice clearly, because those things give me much more peace. One of the questions I posed last night was like, can you handle what it is that you would believe in God for, that you say you want from God? It's like, bruh, trust me, you don't want to get in public and then your life is in shambles or you are messed privately, because all you're going to do is expose yourself. And then the kingdom is worse off for it, because you supposed to be the example. So yeah, man. One more comment and then we see what you're saying. God breathed on Tezzy for me this past Friday, Tesla. So
let me hold something.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't share that with me, folk. See how the Lord exposed. But nah, man, what you got, dog? What you got? Did you have some based off of that?
Nah, man.
Okay.
You spot on. I know, man. I always go back to this, man. I don't want to be the 65-year-old man with a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
So who cares at 65? I'm 36 right now. Who cares at 65 if I have 3 failed businesses? Who cares?
That's the look, by the way.
Oh,
What you just did. That's what I was talking about. Here we go ahead, my fault.
yeah, man. It's like who cares?
Yeah.
So I rather you execute it and try it now, and then just going about your business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but don't let failure and doubt. I realized I still had a lot of doubt in a lot of stuff that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just present, man. But you go back to James 1, and it's, man, ask for the wisdom, you get it. The generous God will give it to you if you have faith in Him alone. So it's like, bet on Him.
Yeah.
I got a lot, and as I said before, I got a lot of confidence in me for sure. But it's like this says have faith in Him alone, not your own strength. Not your own competence. Faith in Him alone, and so that's just kind of how I'm making a decision to move right now, man. I'm shooting from half court, bro.
Yeah, them Steph Jones.
Yeah, man, I'm shooting it from half court. I look at everything as an opportunity, everything, and I'm gonna shoot the shot. And like you said, stuff that people say don't work no more.
I think that stuff, and I think that's the key, bro. Like, it's like, man, it's something to being quiet and work with your own hands, because number one, you don't have to never backtrack on nothing, because you wasn't never sticking your nose where it wasn't supposed to be. Right. And then it's like, if it's hard for me not to believe that God ain't just gonna breathe on whatever you're being faithful to. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, when you see that, then when that happens, it's like you really do look up and you're like, yo, this is something, and this is something, and then I could do something with this, and man, I ain't even think about that, bro. It's like, that's just how fast it can happen too. But you gotta be locked in. You absolutely gotta be locked in, man. We don't got time to play no more. And that ain't even some hocus, no spooky. No, it's like, bro, listen, my knees and stuff feel fine now.
Yeah.
Talk to me in 2 years. Like, you don't know, like, life, it's seasons, it's pockets, it's opportunities. The opportunity of a lifetime lasts for the lifetime of the opportunity. Like, don't waste your time thinking that it's gonna happen tomorrow, because I promise you, the random live that it was planned, but the random show that I do on a Sunday where I'm leaving the think tank and I ain't thinking about nothing. I was even contemplating not doing it because I was tired, and then I go and it's like the biggest video ever, and it's still stuff compounding from it. And it's like, just utilize the opportunities that are in front of you. Don't be like, stop thinking that what you got ain't enough.
Right.
Even if it was some upgrading that was taking place or needed, or there's some cultivating or whatever, it's still going to happen in the timing. And that's the greatest thing that I think about when what you just said. It's like with the whole Warren Buffett, breathe on my options. It's like, man, God is going to do it in the timing that's necessary. Yeah. And can you trust that? Can you really be at peace with man, he a good guy. He know better than me. He operates on this big canvas. He's sovereign. So listen, I know it don't feel good right now to me, but that's still a perspective thing. That's still a gratitude thing. Like, Darius Daniel said, God's timing is God's kindness. So it's like, listen, he's gonna take his time and he gonna get it right because he's kind to me. Right. And he wants it when he knows that I can really optimize it, and it can be optimized by him, and he can get the greatest glory. Right. So many of these things, if I go viral for saying something crazy about somebody, and now I'm on this platform talking crazy about somebody, he don't get no glory out of that. So everything is still cultivated by that timing, how good God wants to be to us. Right. So we got a couple more comments. Miss Reese said, I think when you really get to the point of surrender, like for real, you would just roll with however God does it, because no matter what, it will still be good. That is a fact. Uriel back again. He said, I always ask people this. If you lost everything tomorrow, would you still trust God?
It was good, Doc.
Yeah. And it's as he said, the Bible says Job lost his wealth, his health, even his children, but he kept his faith. Sometimes life takes everything away just to show us that God is enough. Sidebar, Uriel. Me and you, dog. We here, dog. Can you please show up next Sunday, not tomorrow? Can you show up to the Cigar Lounge next Sunday, my guy? You know,
Pull up, bruh.
you know what I'm saying? Can you just show up, man? It's fruit in the room for you, dog. You know what I'm
Shake a
saying?
hand, make a friend, man.
As soon as it warm up, we can go hit the links. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of talking to get done, my guy. So just pull up for me, man. But that's a solid word for sure, man. Yeah, man. I'm you know, I think I said this before, and I'm like, man, I don't think I've ever just appreciated where my feet were planted at the time. If it wasn't attached to something that I felt was beneficial to me, I didn't appreciate it. And I think, man, you said something to me recently, man. And here's what I want. This is the misconception about, it was at least at a time, the misconception about me as a human or as a man, right? And it's that people can't speak into my life, or they can't, you can't tell me nothing, or essentially. And that was never true, to be honest. But for me, like I said, it was always about trusting the source to a certain extent. But I remember I had a thought process about something about God, bro. And it was like, man, I wish it's right there, but I can't remember what the actual topic was. But you said, yeah, man, that's actually dangerous. Like the thought process that you have towards God in a certain area. And I can't remember I remember, but it was almost like, dang, bruh. But
I don't know what it was.
I can't remember what the subject
was. It it was about when you get into his presence, that piece.
Yeah, it was something about that. Yeah. And it was almost like I don't know. It's almost like I didn't have an appreciation for it, or it was like conditional based off of some, or
that's exactly what it was. It was almost like you weren't even comfortable in it.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah, and man, I think I internalized that. And go ahead, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, like, it's gonna be a red flag in any scenario.
Not to be confused with scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be a red flag in any scenario, man. When the child that states they have a relationship with their father is not comfortable in his presence. That's a red flag for anybody. You talking about getting CBS involved?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Real. Boy ain't weird around his daddy. Like, what is that? The deal is like, because what just hit me is a child that has a relationship with their father, like their father has been there since day one, showed up every day of their life, but they're not comfortable around them. That would suggest that their father is more than likely doing something foul to that child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I was like, what guy did none of you?
Nah, for real. But I think, man, more believers, if they would be honest, and this is just why I'm always okay with just laying it bare, is I think a lot of believers struggle with discontentment, but they just won't say that's what it is. Right? They aren't where they want to be at the season of life that they want to be it in. And so as a result of that, they unhappy with God.
Right.
And I think at the core of it, that's what it was for me. Gotcha. Was just like, man, I don't listen, man, what's up? Like, this is what your words say, but you know, it's almost like I'm coming to God accusatorily instead of humbly, you know, just like, God, you know, I know I'm your son, but you know, it's almost like in a different context. It's like, you know, Abraham laughing about what the angel of God told him versus his wife laughing. You know, it's like, no, she laughing at us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't like a awe of God. Like, could I at 100 have a child? You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. And I for me, I don't know when it clicked, but it clicked. And I think God had been sending people. He sent Jay Hughes, and he sent Mr. Trailer from Immersion. You know, it was just all of these different people that were just saying the same message. And I'm like, there's no way you guys know each other in 1,000 generations. You know what I'm saying? How are y'all all using the exact same language to the T about surrender, total surrender, and giving your heart to God and all of these things? And it's like sometimes the smartest people can be the furthest from him, because if you want to rationalize what you know about God to be true through your own logic, you're going to fail every single time, because he can't be figured out. He just can't. He's just too big. He's too good. You know, he's too perfect, too holy. You're not going to get it, bruh. And I think I just got to a place where I put myself into a corner where it's like, all right, God, it can't get worse than this, whatever this is. You know, to who wants to be around a father that they aren't comfortable around? And here's the thing: what I know to be good, true about God is that He is a good father, a good father. Then it's never with God. The problem is with me and my perspective. And so, man, I think I just wanted to partake in the goodness of God for once, and it wasn't about what He could do for me. It was who He could be to me as my actual father. But you have to allow for that relationship to come to pass and cultivate.
Bingo, man. And I think
hold on, Bruce Glass in the building, my guy, one of my faithful fews, man. He said, Ammo and Randy, what's good?
What up, Bruce? What up? I was just gonna say, man, but that goes back to with the way your brain works, with you, with God revealing stuff to you through your relationship with your kids, right?
Yeah.
I believe that if your father was active, you would be able to equate the two as well. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the struggle is back to the sonship thing. Nobody teaches on sonship.
Yeah.
There's an art to being a son.
Yeah.
It's a you, even as a grown, like I said, the example I use, man, that my dad can come into my house at any time, the house where I pay every bill, right? And if my dad asks me to get up and get him a beer, I'm moving with no hesitation.
Yeah.
It's a level of honor that you learn to do as a son. But when you're a grown man, you've had to get it since you were 17, 18 years old without that male presence, you're going to have a submission issue somewhere. Yes. Because now it's like, who's this grown man that then came into my life, whatever, and that can translate over to our relationship with God as well.
Yes, especially it's like in a real form, it's like, well, I seen him at least more than I seen you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that any of it was justifiable. And I think, man, I think your quantum leaps in life, man, no matter what they may be, whether that's monetarily, whether that's influence, whether that's relationally wise, spiritually, all of those things can happen. We've always said this in our conversations, like those things can happen as quickly as you as your ability to get the point, you know, surrender to God, or really catch the lesson that's trying to be taught. And I believe for me, you know, it was head knowledge for a long time. Yep. You know, just relationship with God was head knowledge. And I don't think it was that 365 days of the last 20 something years of my life being a believer, but large portions of it were. And it's like, man, you can't really teach chemistry when you didn't just been reading the book about it. Like, I can understand molecules and all of that from that thing, but going to a lab and then being able to apply those properties and chemistry aspects of it, that is when everything culminates. And so it's like I've had all of these situations in life to be able to test God to see that He's good, and we can test, you know, God in that aspect. But it's like I just chose to I chose to reduce my understanding of his goodness to the literal what he could or couldn't do for me based off of my understanding.
Right.
And that's just always, to your point, going to be dangerous.
It is, man. You've been able to master the art of survival.
Yeah.
But God is calling you to walk in abundance. You know what that looks like. Peter, it's just hit me where he was talking, bro. It's like Peter was a fisherman. So he was good at floating in the boat. But God literally called him to walk on the water.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm calling you to walk on the water. You mastered the boat. You're a fisherman. We got that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you out to walk on this water.
Yeah.
But in order for you to walk on this water, you have to keep your eyes on me. You float in that boat. The boat can sustain you. You've mastered that piece.
Yeah.
So I'm calling you out to walk on the water. And that's the part where we get kind of shaky.
And I think in most areas of life, it goes back to the think tank, right? And it's the idea of like, man, that thing that God is calling you to, that is because I think it's about your walking on water experience, whoever that may be, right? And whatever God has called you to. And it's like, whatever that thing is going to stretch you. It's going to stretch the way you think, the way you've always done things or approach things. And it's like, yeah. Cool. Like you said, man, okay, you take the rod, you throw it out, or you take the net, you cast it on that side. Okay, when the sun like this, you could do that. When it's overcast, you're going to get this. But it's like, no. Now, get out the boat. And you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? And so I just think for me, man, like I said, I think it's always been a culmination of things that understanding, especially when you talk about having all of these things that you can house within your human body, right? The skill sets, the giftings, the talents, all those things, they can muddy the water for you. You know what I'm saying? People who, and not to say this in any, because there are plenty of people who got one talent. They just got one gift. You know what I'm saying? And God uses them mightily. And the point of that is you have to be more locked in sometimes, because you'll start rationalizing all these things and, oh man, we could do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nah, that ain't where I want you though.
Right.
Ain't nobody doing all of them 5, 6 things at one time. Right. So being able to have the wisdom to even trust God to say, well, in this season, what do you have for me? You know, and I'm going to be faithful over this. And then whatever you do from there is habit stacking. It's, planning. I forgot what the term is that DD says, but it's the idea like when something hits you, you put it into your memory bank. That's what it is. So it's like, don't try to save it up here because you're going to lose it. Right. Sure. You just a human, you're going to move around. Yep. But okay, do you use a notes app? Do you actually write things down in your phone, on a tablet, whatever? Do you text it to yourself? Because even though you may have something that you feel like you can exercise it or do it a million different ways, if this isn't the season, you could always take that idea, sit on it, and then say, okay, now this is the time to do X, Y, and Z. And so I think that was another thing too, man. I was always wanting to do 70,000 things, all which seen some level of success or that was fruitful or, that was edifying or something like that. But it's like, yeah, but then you're stretching yourself thin. You can't keep. I remember when I was doing those like vlog style videos, loved doing those. They were dope. It was super dope to me. And got a lot of love off of it too. But it was like, bro, I do not have the capacity to edit these videos. I gotta do 1,000 different cuts, and it's got to be based off of something that I'm actually living, experiencing. It's like, bro, just all right, dog. And so, and if anything goes wrong throughout the week or the day, then it's like, oh man, I thought you was. So yeah, man, it's like taking a step back and just saying, okay, God, what do you have me do? Because whatever your plan is, if I get myself to align with whatever your plan is, it's always going to be sweet on that side of life. So yeah, man. Anything in particular you would like to impart? I definitely think anytime we come together, the Discord is something that I think you should definitely put out there and stuff like that. You know, Pray Chopper Chill being able to, you know, feed the people, giving them something that they can go off of for sure.
Absolutely, bro. I think I'm a, you know, of course, I'm not gonna do the in-person Pray Chop and Chill Monday for obvious reasons with the weather here in Texas, but I'm gonna do a. I think I may just come to YouTube, bro. I think I got a private link I'll put out on YouTube or put into the Discord. But I'm gonna talk about Gideon, bro. There's some stuff there that I hadn't read before. Well, I've read it before. There's some stuff that I hadn't seen before. Rather, is a better statement, man. But I got some stuff, man, that I think can shape shift, man, and launch somebody's year the right way, bro. And Gideon is yeah, man. So that'll be Monday at 7, bro.
Yeah. So are you still accepting people in the Discord?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat, bro.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Man, you know what's dope though, bro, is I don't think I've ever been able to say, nah, I'm attacking the new year. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like whatever has happened in the span of January 1st till now, and it's us having a conversation. It's like, bro, it's only January 18th. It's like, so this is what it's like. Because here's the thing: doing time fast can be easy, but doing it slow can be dreadful, can be painful, right? And it's the idea of, and send it to me too, just in case. I don't know how it is. So text it to me so I could upload it over here too. But man, it's like, you know how people be like, man, time just blowing by, and I used to be like, nah, I don't feel like that. But it's just the idea, like, if that ain't the case for you, it's like, are you spending a large portion of the time doing absolutely nothing? Like, are you not even being fruitful, not planning? You know, the idea of like somebody saying, oh man, if I would have, you know, dang, I wish I would have got in on Bitcoin, you know, 2 years ago. It's like, man, get in now and keep putting your money in. It ain't at 150K now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like anything, like my granny used to say, anything beats better than the blank. So it's like you sitting around talking about how you gonna game plan to execute, and it's like some of us just gonna, hey, folk, you know, you used to come out on the court, you might spit on the ground and have that towel for you, and you gonna hit the back of them shoes. Hey, I'm coming in for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like some of us are just gonna get in the game now.
Yep.
And I'm just, hey, it's this dude. I forgot. I don't know his name. It's probably not the most appropriate thing, but he breaks down how guys shoot their shots at women, and he call it hooping. He was like, just hoop. Like, I just want to hoop, dog. Hey, you say I just want to sell my shirts, man. I just want to post my shirt. So I just want hoop, dog. And I'm like, I just want really 2026 to be like something I've never seen before. Because no matter how I slice it, as an adult, it's all been some same or different version of itself, whatever that was. 2026 has to be different.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to think, man. I got a show coming tomorrow. Late night shift live, and I believe I'm gonna be streaming both the AFC championship and the NFC championship. And I'm gonna be doing a show after I get done streaming both of those. So Sunday is going to be a pretty compact day for me. But I definitely encourage y'all to tap in. Man, tell them your handles and stuff too, bro, so they can know where to see you at.
So at Randy C. Mays on all platforms. There's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's all I got. So those major platforms is at Randy C. Mays. So y'all make sure to follow. I'll follow back.
Yeah, hold on. Let me because it won't. I thought it was gonna let me do it from my laptop. So this is my first time being able to This is my first time being able to go live from Instagram. Have you ever did that before, like from your laptop or whatever?
Well, you know I have.
So, so basically, bro, like you gotta go. First of all, it's got to be like a professional account. Then you gotta go live on there, and this is to put it into like something like StreamYard or something like that. So you gotta then it's like you go live, then it gives you a pass key or stream key or something like
Stream
that.
key.
Yeah, stream key. So I tried to do it before and I could never figure out why I couldn't upload it to Instagram. But now, you know, because you had the idea, I'm like, it actually gives me a dope, you know what I'm saying, a dope way to be able to go ahead and, you know, get you know, expand the reach, so to speak. So I'm gonna put this in the chat, man, so y'all could. Why this thing tripping, bro? Because I don't see anything from you on my end. That's why I'm trying to make sure that I actually put it in. Is this the? Is
So
that the,
I just added it to the YouTube chat.
Okay, cool. Long as, okay, that's good.
Well.
Perfect. That'll work. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to see if that's the guy who does the catering. Jay Phrase. That sound familiar?
I'm not familiar.
You know what I'm talking about though? The guy that's over in like. Anyway.
Oh, Red Oak?
Yeah. Dang, bro. I can't it won't even let me tap in, but it's cool. Don't even worry about it. But anyway, man. I guess we're gonna close this thing on out, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? I appreciate y'all for tapping in as always, man. It's your boy Ammo. We got Randy C. Mays in the building. Hey, this was a live about nothing. You feel me? Shout out to all the people who got the Wale reference. You know what I'm saying? Even though I really don't listen to that album like that, give me the R&B vibes. But anyway, listen, man. As I end every show, life is hard enough, so please do not just live elevated, and be exceptional. Until next time, I love you. May the Lord keep you. We'll see you on the other side, man. Y'all be easy. Why now? Say la. Peace.